What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. I'm in a new location, so I'll let you guys know about that in the coming video. So I'm still working on the whole setup of it. If the sound and the video quality isn't as perfect, I do apologize, but I'm working on it, and that's why I'm wearing the jersey today, because I can't hang it up behind me just yet. But if you are new here and you love Leafs news, rumors, stuff like that, podcast very soon, make sure to like this and subscribe. I'd love to have you guys here. Check out all my other rumor and news videos that I have on here. We have a ton of fun, but this video, Nick Abruzzese signing a 2-year entry-level contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, I believe that's how it's pronounced. With my research that I've done, over the last year, seems like people call him different versions of his name, but I'm pretty sure it's Nick Abruzzese. He's one of the more interesting prospects that the Leafs have, signing a 2-year entry-level contract that kicks in this year, as reported here by Elliot Friedman. But as my good friend Downtown Stephen Brown has pointed out, Nick Richard actually had this, I believe, yesterday or the day before, at the time I was on Twitter. Now, Elliot Friedman tweets out here, hearing we will soon get clarity on future of Toronto 2019 draft pick Nick Abruzzese from Harvard. Expectation is he will join the Maple Leafs, but we will see for sure. GM Kyle Dubas was at his final game of the season on Thursday, and now we are seeing more and more here that the Leafs are probably intending on keeping him around for a little bit here. So if we're looking at the press release, the Toronto Maple Leafs announced today that the hockey club has signed forward Nick Abruzzese to a 2-year entry-level contract for the rest of this season and next. The average annual value of the contract is $850,000. You can see some stats here. 22 years old, 33 points in 28 games played with Harvard University. He was the captain. He ranked second on the team in points and helped the club to the first NCAA regional semifinal. Abruzzese was named to the 21-22 NCAA ECAC first All-Star team. Now, you guys can read the rest of this here, but he also was a Rookie of the Year, first team All ECAC hockey and All Rookie selection in his rookie season as well. Kyle Dubas here is crediting the Harvard coaching staff and basically saying that they helped develop him quite well. Abruzzese will join Blackwell and Kerfoot as Harvard graduates, so that's really, really cool. And he is a 4th-round selection from 2019, where he was selected 124th overall. Now, the reason why this is interesting is because Kyle Dubas left some roster spots open in terms of contracts that he could sign, in hopes that he would get guys like Abruzzese and Nyes to sign to see if they could maybe add a little bit of a spark to the bottom of their lineup, because all signs are pointing to the Toronto Maple Leafs using these guys as we get closer to the playoffs. Whether or not they stick around and stay on the roster, I'm not sure what's going to happen there, but there is an opportunity for Abruzzese and Matthew Nyes, if he does end up signing, because it's up in the air right now, to play some games. Now, I think Abruzzese probably has a better chance of playing, on the 4th line, seeing what he can do there. He'd have to beat out Blackwell, who's an established, bottom 6 type of guy. Again, it's kind of like a showcase for the organization. I'm sure Matthew Nyes has a little bit more of a ceiling, obviously selected in a better round, but Abruzzese impresses a lot of people. And from what I've seen and from what I've read over the last little while, there are some people that are kind of hot and cold on him. I actually think he has a lot of skills and a lot of comparisons to a Kerfoot, not just based off their size, but I think that he plays an underrated 2-way game, again, from what I've seen and from what I've read. And if I'm just giving my opinion, I think his hockey IQ is pretty good, again, just from research that I've done. A smart player. And it seems as though, like, over the last couple of years, he has turned more into a 2-way guy. So we'll have to see how that correlates into professional hockey, because I would think that the Leafs are going to try and see what he can do, but I think he'll probably get a really good chance to play with the Toronto Marlies. If more people want to see more stats and stuff like that on him, you can go over here, Hockey DB. I usually go and check this out. He also played on the Olympic team this year for the U.S. 4 points in 4 games played, 1 goal, 3 assists. You can see his numbers at Harvard in the USHL, 80 points in 62 games played, 36 and 56 in that first season. But again, that all rookie season, 44 in 31, and then 33 and 28. So obviously an over point per game guy. And being at 22 years old, the Leafs really are going to rely on him to be a guy that probably develops a little bit quicker here, because he did stay at Harvard to develop even more there. We've seen other prospects all over the game do that. It doesn't matter what age you come into the system, but I think that was somebody like Abruzzese who they value and they view as a really good prospect. They were hoping that he would develop well with Harvard and kind of just mesh into the system with the Toronto Marlies, more or less the Marlies than the Toronto Maple Leafs. But again, he's probably going to get a shot to see what he can do. The Leafs are, listen, the East side of the NHL is pretty much locked in of who's making the playoffs. So I think you're going to start to see some tinkering with the lineup. You're not going to see them just go crazy and just do whatever. But I mean, they're going to tinker with the lineup, see what they have in certain guys, because if Abruzzese comes in and looks really, really good, well, that's a good problem to have. He's a cheap player that, could come in and make an impact. Same thing with a Matthew Knies if he ends up signing. If he comes in and all of a sudden he's a really good option, because, man, he's been really turning some heads, the Leafs will have a good problem on their hands. And the Leafs need to find these, sparks from the bottom of their lineup, or these sparks that can come in and move up and down the lineup. So I'm really excited to see what a guy like Nick Abruzzese brings. Again, I think we're going to see him develop a lot with the Marlies next year, unless he really, really impresses. The Leafs have an underrated system, I would say, because people are always talking about how the Leafs don't have any prospects or they don't have anybody that they can bring up. Mella, Abruzzese, Knies, you still have to put Liljegren in that, because he's just finally now starting to get, the time to play in this system. The goaltending, Shalgren's looked pretty good. Wall, without injury, has looked pretty good. They have a lot of guys that they can bring up. They have a lot of guys that they can work with. Nick Robertson is still a guy that they're developing. So I'm excited for Abruzzese. I'm excited to see the Leafs against Montreal tonight. Let me know what you guys think about this. If you even care, I think you should, because this could be a guy that comes in and fights for a roster spot. You never know, but I'm really excited to see him develop over the next couple of years. So if you are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. Thank you guys for watching. Shout out to Nick Abruzzese. Congratulations. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.